If you are fed up and tired of running for hours on treadmills, if you just cannot withstand Pranayam Yoga because the way it heats up your nostrils, if you have binged watched all videos of healthy diet while eating pizza, and finally, after trying everything, you have accepted that your increased weight is a result of your karma in past life, then you are at the right place. Because in this video I will tell you only one, most easy, tried, tested and scientifically proven method to lose weight. So watch this video till the end, as you would realize that weight loss was never so easy. Hello guys, and welcome to the KK Studio. So before we get into understanding that one single and simple and easiest and scientifically proven method which is followed by millions of people in the world to lose weight, first let us understand how do we gain weight. So I know that you must have already been aware of this, that whenever we eat food, insulin in our body, it rises. So what is insulin? Insulin is a simple hormone which tells our body to store the energy from the food which we eat. And this energy is stored in something called glycogen and the fat cells thereafter. So whenever we eat, insulin goes high and this energy from the food sources are stored into the glycogen and fat cells. And when we don't eat, our body survives from this stored energy from fat cells and glycogen levels. And that is precisely the reason we don't die when we sleep at night. So in the year 1977 in US, the healthcare organizations, they started recommending people to have 3 meals a day. Now this was obviously the recommendation for a noble cause for the healthy living for the people, but the problem started when people started having more than the recommended meals of 3 meals a day, and that is where the problem of obesity started. According to the website in PubMed NCBI, once clinical study was conducted to capture the eating patterns in children and adults between 1977 and 2006. Interestingly, it was found that in both children and adults of all age groups, the number of meals plus snacks has increased drastically. Here in this graph, if you see, you will realize that by 2006, both children and adults were having up to 11 to 12 meals a day, which comes around between 13 to 15 hours of average eating window. And when we are saying it is an average, it means in many cases it went up till 18 to 20 hours as well. That means if you have your first meal at around 8 a.m. in the morning, you keep eating something or the other until 10 p.m. in the night. This is insane. Forget about these studies. Look into our lives today. Today, we keep on stuffing our mouth with muffins, with pizzas, with snacks, cold drink, energy drink, tea, coffee and whatnot through the day, apart from those 3 major meals of the day. And it is just not enough that during the weekends when we are watching our favorite shows and movies, during the late night, we also hog on to our favorite snacks like Maggi, noodles, pasta and sandwich and whatnot. So typically, we also end up eating almost 18 to 20 hours a day at times. So when you keep on eating throughout the day, the insulin levels in your body is always at its high, at its peak, and therefore our body keeps on storing this energy into the fat cells because glycogen levels are already high. So the excess energy is always stored in our fat cells, and that leads to the overweight and obesity problem. So looking at the meal and snack consumption rate, all the doctors and dietitians and nutritionists, they came up with the very obvious lifestyle change, and that was low calorie and more exercise lifestyle. Well, that was indeed a big sacrifice to ask for, because food is all we love. There are many people who have dedicated their entire lives to food. There are people who believe in this philosophy that we live to eat, we work to eat. And exercise, I am already running away from my situations and responsibilities, and I'm fighting with my fear and guilt. What else I can work out more with? According to one article written in the website Fit Yourself Club by Dr. Jason Fung in 2017, one of such study which compared the lifestyle changes and its effects on a BMI shows that after 5 years of hard work and lifestyle changes, that is calorie deficit and more exercise, has made the person barely reach the baseline. In another graph you see here, there's not much change in weight loss when you follow normal diet and follow diet suggested by the doctors. So basically these studies show that calorie deficit and more exercise lifestyle doesn't work. At the same time, many of such studies show that the hunger level is on a constant high. So basically by following this low calorie diet, we not only are being foolish but hungry too. So the only solution to all these problems is to become a fat burning factory. In other words, we have to basically tap the fat cells of our body. This weight loss will be for the long term. And how can you become a fat burning factory? The most easiest and the most simplest and of course the scientifically proven method to become a fat burning factory is, ladies and gentlemen, fasting. Yes, of course, fasting. No, don't panic. Fasting is not that difficult as you perceive. I will tell you the most easiest way to fast. I myself have been doing fasting for last 6 months and I have lost almost 10 kgs. Yes, in last 6 months I have lost almost 10 kgs. Whereas I don't fast every single day. I do have life. I do keep on hogging on my favorite foods like biryani, those ice cream, those milkshakes often. And also I barely do the exercise, especially during this lockdown. I don't go to the gym. So the only exercise I do at my best is the walking. And that too only 4 days a week. So it's not a very vigorous exercise which I do. Long-term weight loss with reduced hunger and appetite, improved skin quality. Many people have reported their quality of their skin has improved. Now there's something called human growth hormone, HGH. Many studies show that the levels of human growth hormone skyrocket when you fast, which results in muscle gain and fat loss. And this also means that many people who say that while doing a fasting you lose your muscle, that is also a myth. Fasting also improves your insulin sensitivity. Now there is a Japanese cell biologist, Dr. Yoshinori Osumi. He won the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 2016 for his research on how cells recycle and renew their content, and this process is called autophagy. Fasting activates autophagy, which eventually helps slow down the aging process and has a positive impact on cell renewal. You can save up to 30 to 40% of savings in your monthly groceries expenses. And not only that, it also will help you save a lot of your time, lot of productive time, because you have to go to kitchen very less. So how do you fast the easiest way out? So to begin with, you can start with 12 by 12. That means 12 hours of fasting and 12 hours of your eating window. But in this eating window, you have to keep only 3 meals a day. And the rule of the thumb in this would be no snacking. So all the things, all the calorie intake which you have to do it anyway, you have to do it within these 3 major meals of your eating window. So for example, today, if you're eating your last meal, your dinner at around 8 p.m. So then you should have your first meal, your breakfast, at least after 8 a.m. in the morning the next day. And then you can have your lunch in around between 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then your third meal, that is your dinner, at around 8 p.m. again. So this way, from 8 to 8 is the 12 hours of your fasting window, and then again morning 8 to evening 8 it will be your eating window with only 3 meals a day. So let me remind you that in this 3 meals a day, that eating window, the rule of thumb is that you don't have to snack. So you have to keep away yourself from the coffee breaks, from your tea breaks, from the birthday celebrations and the other things, which will result into your insulin spike 1 week. So after 1 week, once you get confidence, once you get comfortable, then gradually you can increase your fasting period from 12 hours to 14 hours. So this pattern of intermittent fasting is called 14 by 10. That is 14 hours of fasting and 10 hours of eating window. Obviously you can choose to continue 3 meals a day, but if at all you can, and in fact you should try for, you can move your meal, the pattern, from 3 meals a day to 2 meals a day. So many people, they do follow. I myself follow 2 meals a day and 14 by 10, that is 14 hours of fasting and 10 hours of eating. So guys, in the comment section below, let us know that when you are planning to start this intermittent fasting, and if you have already started or you are following this intermittent fasting, please share your success stories. You can also write to us on our Gmail ID and we'll be more than happy to answer all your queries. You can even share your success stories on our Gmail ID, and probably we'll cover those success stories in our upcoming videos. There are many aspects related to this intermittent fasting. We'll definitely cover all those aspects in our coming videos going forward. But in today's video, it was just a small introduction about intermittent fasting, just to let you know, statistically proving that what is the basic science behind intermittent fasting and how can it help to achieve your weight loss goal or your health goal. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for being the part of the KK Studio.